It's not uncommon for me to hear the following from officers. Did you see that new case law on some topic? And if I didn't hear about it, the officer will tell me about a case from somewhere around the country and then say that it transformed the way that that officer thinks about their job. This is often a mistake. I'm Steve Serbalik, and I'm a panel attorney with AsCops in Arizona. And this video will explain why and offer a simple filter that everyone should use when they hear about a new legal decision. For more in-depth analysis on this concept, check out my video on the difference between binding and persuasive case law, linked here and in the video description. Also, the normal disclaimer applies. This video isn't legal advice. Always follow the advice of your agency's legal advisor. With that out of the way, for non-lawyers, here's the quick test to see if you should really care about a new case. First, ask if it was from the U.S. Supreme Court or the Supreme Court from your specific state or the U.S. Court of Appeals that's specifically over your geographic area. So here in Phoenix, if the case is from the U.S. Supreme Court, the Arizona Supreme Court, or the Ninth Circuit Court of Appeals, you should definitely read the case carefully, and it's safe to assume that it may cause a change in your agency's policies and procedures. By the way, this is a general rule. There are actually times when even the U.S. Supreme Court and your Court of Appeals may be interpreting some different state law that makes the decision not as applicable to your situation as you might otherwise think. I know, it's confusing, and it's another reason to run situations by lawyers. We go to years of law school to learn how to sort through this admittedly unclear situation. Ask for help if you have questions. So with even that disclaimer over, the next cases to take into account are cases from lower courts in your state. Here I'm talking about federal district court cases in your specific district and state appeals court decisions for your area. These courts make decisions that apply the law in your state, and they're very often creating law that may impact you. The only reason that I don't put these courts on the same level as the first category is there's some technical reasons why these decisions don't always apply beyond the facts and circumstances of the specific case. So although they are most often good statements of the law that will apply to you, it's not as widely applicable as the U.S. Supreme Court, your state Supreme Court, and your federal Court of Appeals for your area. The courts I just described can create binding law for you. Next is where I get really frustrated. Officers will bring up cases from another state's Supreme Court, a different federal Court of Appeals, or even worse, another state's lower court of appeal or district court. These cases often have little to no bearing on the conduct of officers in a different geographical area. We lawyers often read them to figure out if we can get our circumstances changed to match the law in other states or circuits, but unless and until our courts adapt that law, it can be downright dangerous to rely on what we call foreign legal precedents. Our federal state system of government means that different laws exist and are applied differently in different states, and courts from different areas are charged with interpreting different statutes, as well as different legal precedents. This is why it's critically important when you're thinking about case law to make sure that the case you're hearing about actually applies where you live and work. The law is constantly evolving and is remarkably different in different parts of the country. So if you have questions, particularly about an out-of-state opinion, ask a lawyer before you give it any weight to your current circumstance. Finally, as always, if you have questions about case law, as I said before, seek advice from your department's legal unit or a lawyer like me. We are familiar with the impact of different courts' opinions, and we can provide help and support. If you found this video helpful, please hit the like button below and subscribe for more law enforcement lessons. Videos are posted every Sunday at 5:30 p.m. Arizona time. I'm Steve Serbalik. Thanks for watching, and stay safe out there.